We're grateful you stayed with us. Time now for the news, and in our first story, some 68 non-citizens and 211 persons identified as minors have been apprehended across various districts in the Ashanti region for attempting to participate in the ongoing limited voters registration exercise. The non-Ghanaians were arrested after officials interrogated them about their nationality, while the minors were identified after further scrutiny by Electoral Commission officials. The Ashanti Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Benjamin Banobio, says there are measures to identify ineligible persons attempting to disrupt a smooth registration exercise. Nanabuachi Adam has the rest of the story.
After day 7 of the limited voters registration exercise across the country, the Ashanti region has recorded 370 challenges at various districts. Though the Electoral Commission has put in place measures to ensure a transparent registration process, it is still faced with the challenge of non-citizens and minors attempting to register. Ashanti Regional EC Director Benjamin Banobio says the Commission has apprehended 68 non-citizens and 211 minors who tried to engage in the registration exercise.
We have gotten a total of 370 challenge cases. Yeah, 211 were challenged because they said they were underage, 68 non-citizen, 90 non-resident, and one person was challenged as being on sound mind. And I understand some people have been given out to the police on these issues.
Mr. Banobio says the Commission is resolute in ensuring suspected ineligible applicants are challenged for a smooth process.
You see, we have put in place some measures so that the process will be smooth, will be peaceful, and then people can also come out to challenge those they deem to be unqualified. When somebody comes to the center to register, we have the political party agents there, we have our own officials there, we have people who are also coming to register. You see, anyone who is qualified to be registered as a voter, it is not somebody who has registered, who is qualified to be registered as a voter, can object to the registration of any person. I mean, can challenge, let me see, that's the right, can challenge the registration of any person he or she deems to be unqualified, either the person is a non-Ghanaian, a non-citizen, or he doesn't stay in the electorate area that he claims to be, or he's underage, and things like that. This is the process. All that you need to do is to approach the registration officer and ask that you need a challenge form, which shall be issued to you, and then you can put in your challenge.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti region has so far registered over 36,300 applicants.
Now, issues of non-Ghanaians and minors participating in the ongoing limited voters registration exercise are rampant in the Ashanti region, but the EC says it remains committed in ensuring that such issues do not repeat in the coming days. For JoyNews, my name is Nanabuachi Adam Kumasi.
Now, economic activities on the Bulenge-Katwa-Yala Road has ground to a halt following the destruction of the road after heavy rains in the area. Portions of the road, Yanyoiri Road, also have been overtaken by flash waters for days, thereby cutting prospective registrants from having access to the Wa East district capital at Funsi. JoyNews Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports that the Member of Parliament for the area, Dr. Godfrey Seidu Jassau, has to truncate his monitoring of the EC registration exercise in the district after bumping into the flash floods.
The Wa East district, apart from being one of the poorest districts in the Upper West region, has arguably the worst roads in the region. Despite its poor track, it competes with its eastern neighbors in the Sisala East and West for the title of the breadbasket of the region. Having access to its district capital at Fancy is one of the challenges faced by the people, irrespective of where one resides in the district. Using the Wabuleng route is the worst and gives commuters nightmares.
This bad road nature of this area, we can't communicate between community to community, even accidents here and there. Night, for instance, you can't move. As you can imagine, Ghana Police Office, yesterday they were from Upper East coming. They managed to cross between Yala and Kulun River. But here they came, by mistake they put their lorry inside. And they are here. They can go to work. Can you imagine? We are therefore calling on government and then the benevolent people to come to our aid.
With the limited voter registration ongoing in the district, several prospective registrants have been cut off due to the bad nature of the road. The YS District Office, after 7 days of the limited voter registration, has only been able to register 261 prospective voters. Most of the times, the chairs are empty and the registration officers are always on a virtual holiday. The wise member of parliament, Dr. Godfrey Sedu, who is in the constituency following recess by parliament, can't have access to some parts of the constituency as a result of the deplorable roads in the constituency. He even has to truncate his monitoring visit to the EC district office at Fonsi after he bumped into these flash waters that has covered a quarter of a kilometer of the road. The depth of the water is about 4.5 feet.
You can see the situation we found ourselves in. I think it's a very, very big constraint to us in accessibility, but also to the exercise of registering new voters. You know the Wa East case is a unique one. Our capital is located in Fonsi, and accessing Fonsi, the district capital, is a very, very, very difficult, tortuous process. We have a road from Wa through Bulenge, through Yala to Fonsi, but as you can see, in our effort to get to the registration center in Fonsi, we are unable to because the road has been cut off by the rivers here. And so that is the experience. We had to go through series of cut-off, managed to even get to this one. But at this stage, our journey has to be truncated.
The safest means of transport at this point is the canoe, and I decided to jump on one of them to get to the other side of the road.
Make no mistake, I'm not on a fishing expedition, but just a transport for me to move from one end of the road to the other. And the fee involved is 30 Ghana cedis. That's the trouble people in this enclave go through on daily basis in order to move from one end of the road to the other.
There are 2 canoes strategically placed to ferry commuters and their goods from one end to the other. This motorist, although he has been ferried successfully, is visibly angered about government's failure to fix the road.
We have been voting, but we have never gotten any benefit from it. Look at the road. I just had a flat tire in the water.
Dr. Jesau used the opportunity to call on the government and the EC to consider opening up another registration center in the constituency.
Now you see that this is the main road that links to the center. There's another road that has to go through different districts. Nadoli district, the Dafiema Buse district, before you can then go to Fonsi. Now that is that's the other route that we have to go back.
So you are talking about 120 kilometers because from Logo going all the way to Fonsi is about 120 kilometers.
Yes, 100. People have to then apply 120 kilometers to be able to
between
access
2 municipalities and 2 districts before you reach
before you can reach our district capital to be able to reach. So the choice of district capital to locate this registration is a huge constraint for particular cases such as ours. And so I like to, you have seen it, it's demonstrated. I like to use this opportunity to call on government and the Electoral Commission for that matter to consider opening an additional registration center for the Wa East district. Otherwise, most eligible voters cannot get to the capital to be able to register to become voters.
We were actually not on a fishing expedition. Our motive first was to move from one end of the river to the other. But somewhere along the line, we bump into this fish that was caught by the operator of the canoe. And so there are a lot of fishes around here because of the bad nature of the road, which has developed into a big dam here. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Yango Yiri.
On to our next story now. And pressure group Fix the Country movement has set in motion an unprecedented move to stage a 3-day non-stop protest at the seat of government, the Jubilee House. The organizers say the demonstration dubbed Occupy Jubilee House, scheduled to take place from Thursday to Saturday, is aimed at protesting against what they say is corruption, the high cost of living, and the mismanagement of the economy. According to the group, the protest at the seat of government is also to deepen Ghana's democracy at a time when coup d'etats have become rampant in Africa.
And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and mind forevermore.
Pressure group Fix the Country movement, in its efforts to hold government accountable, has announced plans to stage a 3-day non-stop demonstration. The protest, the group says, will be at the Jubilee House for 3 days and 3 nights. According to the movement, the demonstration is also an exercise of their democratic right to put the government on its toes. Convener of the movement, Oliver Bakavomao, says all the necessary provisions have been made for the protest, which will start on Thursday, the 21st of September to the 23rd of September.
Ghanaians will be coming out on the 21st to Saturday the 23rd. We have put in place every logistical arrangements that we can. For those who want to spend the night over, we are arranging for tents to be mounted. We are arranging for mosquito nets to be provided for people to sleep over, and mattresses as well for people to stay over. The idea is to occupy the space for 3 days continuous. So it's not open in the morning, close and go home and come.
Member of the communications team, Solomon Wise, to justify the need for the protest.
Youth unemployment has cast a shadow over our nation, robbing our youth talent of the opportunity to contribute to the development of our country. Corruption has seeped into every level of our society and eroding trust and hindering progress. We demand accountability, transparency, and an end to the impunity that has allowed corruption to flourish.
The 3 days and 3 nights protest, the group says, will be full of activities. Director of Communications for the movement, Shafar Musa, enumerated some of the activities protesters will undertake.
We expect that there will be liberation songs, a musical tribute to the spirit of liberation and change, Jama hooting at presidency, a symbolic expression of our call for accountability, speeches, inspirational addresses emphasizing the need for change and accountability in Ghana, Panlogo and Bobobo drumming, a celebration of Ghana's rich musical heritage, dancing, an opportunity for attendees to join in the cultural festivities, keep fit exercise, board games, Ludo, cards, Monopoly, or Warrior.
Oliver Bakavomao stressed that the protest is a peaceful one and therefore warned individuals planning to cause chaos to ward off.
We are engaged in what is a peaceful demonstration. The freedom of assembly and the right to protest is constitutionally guaranteed to every citizen. This is an activity that we take on and the right we are exercising solemnly, and a reminder of where we have gotten to as a society. It is not an invitation for chaos. We will make sure that every person who is coming there will be protected.
The group mentioned that they will continue to mount pressure on the government to prioritize the welfare of all Ghanaians.
Now let's talk about greening our cities. And the first phase of the Volta Green City project has been launched at Mafi Amfoy in the Central Tone district of the Volta region. The project, named the Volta Green City, will provide decent accommodation and recreational centers to the residents and beyond, while also improving the economic activities of the area. Ivy Setoji has the rest of the story.
In a welcome address, the chief of Mafi Amfoy, Tobitra Abuteka, noted that development in the communities helps improve their lives positively, hence the urgent need for every community to have the needed development they rightly deserve.
This development must be about people and places in peaceful and comfortable environments.
He noted that the community and Mafi Amfoy has lots of land for the establishment of modern settlements like the proposed Volta Green City and industries to create jobs for the teeming youths.
May I therefore welcome you all to Mafi Amfoy. The environment is calm, the air is fresh, the people in the area are united and lovely. We have expanse of land for the establishment of modern settlements such as Volta Green City and industries to create jobs for the teeming youth.
The CEO of the project, Ni Okai Pabe, noted that the project would bring affordable housing units for the people, a complete community on its own with modern facilities and commercial enterprises that has every...
This community, we call it Volta Green City, will feature, among other things, a free economic, a free zone, a wide variety of home builders, home styles, and options at all price points. It will also have its own commercial enterprises, such as stores, restaurants, and schools, all creating a vibrant and dynamic environment.
Thomas Moore Achu Zonra is the DCE for Central Tongue.
An investor is coming to this district to do no other business than to build a city, Volta Green City. This is the first of its kind in my district. And, I'm happy to say that myself and my MP are together in this fight. All stakeholders in this district that can say, Jack, let this thing happen, are here. So that is to show to all of us here that the project, by its name, Volta Green City, is giving green light to start.
The Member of Parliament for the area, Gabi Hotoje, said that he and the municipal chief executive will do everything within their power to make sure the project becomes a reality.
We are ready, the chiefs have pledged, and the youth, district chief executive, myself, and all others, we have pledged our support for this project. What it takes for the project to come to fruition, we are ever ready to do it. The mere look at the chiefs here, their willingness to attend the ceremony and their willingness to be at the groundbreaking event is a clear indication of the fact that the land is litigation free.
Ivy Satoji, JoyNews, Mafi Amfoy.
And on that joyous green note, we cap off the news. But stay with us. Up next, the news review.